Good morning. Welcome to the Infants, Savoy Home Based Infants video. My name is Miss Cindy Renteria. We're going to go ahead and start with our greeting song. And from our greeting song, we'll do our story and we'll move along to our activities for this week. This week, we have a double week. So you guys receive a double activity for this week. And we'll be going over that and also our family well-being and our parent-child development section. So we'll go ahead and start with our greeting song. And remember, moms and dads, we know the babies are maybe not clapping their hands yet, or if they are, have them sing along with you. Or maybe by now you're already starting to see that they're trying to mimic your mouth movements. Or also, even if you have the little ones, you can sing to them and give them that one on one time when singing this song. We're going to go ahead and start. Miss Cindy's here today. Miss Cindy's here today. Clap, clap, clap. Miss Cindy's here today. So you want to add your baby's name to the song. You want to add your name or their siblings, and try to make it fun for them. Make it into routines, and as you'll be starting to notice that they'll know when the song is going to be ending and when it's going to begin, and you'll see them trying to mimic, like I say, your mouth or your hand movements. So you guys can take time for that to sing that greeting song, and then we move on to our story. The book that we have for today is Knees and Toes. So we want to start introducing our little ones to this is the front cover of the book, this is the spine of the book, and this is the back of the book. We have head, shoulders, two little cute bears. We have knees and toes. You're going to try and touch your toes. So we had head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Touch your toes. Eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Touch your toes. So this is a perfect little song, Mom, that you guys can even do it once you're changing the baby's diaper or giving him a bath. You can start by saying your head and touching their eyes and their nose and their shoulders. Just go ahead and start singing. And this song is going to actually grow with them, and eventually they're going to be able to do it on their own. So this is a really good start. And also, you want to make reading time fun, and reading can take place at any time. You can have reading during when they're in their bedtime or when they're having some sort of quiet time. You can read a book to them. We want them to get into the routine of having story time, and of course by doing that, it's as by us modeling to them, by us introducing it to them, and then eventually they'll bring the book to us. And that's what we want them to make reading a part of their daily routine, a part of, like, the same way they get that truck to play or the same way they get that baby doll. We want them to bring the book. The first activity that we have for this week is for the infants is going to be block play, solving problems using small muscles and building. What is it that you need for this activity is going to be any type of plastic blocks, empty boxes, containers such as oatmeal boxes, cereal boxes, tissue boxes, newspaper, or tissue paper to stuff it, and books, of course, or any type of basket or anything. What is it that how we're going to do this activity is by get large blocks or boxes that your baby can handle easily. Um, and of course, you want them to be light. You don't want them to be so heavy because we want our babies to be able to lift them and hold them and have your little one explore them. And of course, if your baby is more like in the 6 months, 9 months, what you can do is make them a little small box out of a cereal or a small little container, and so they can be able to hold on to it. You're going to show your baby how to hold the block, on how to be able to bang it, how to be able to, even if they try to put it in their mouth, that's fine, because of course they're infants and that's their first reaction is to put it in their mouth. And then also, when your baby is starting to pull up, put some blocks. If you have your little one that's already trying to pull up or stand up or reach, what you can do is put him in the floor as tummy time and put the blocks in front of him and try to see if he can reach to that. And then also, um, you can put the blocks as up as in like towers or put them in lines if your little one's a little bit older. Of course, there's so many ways that you can do this activity. And what is it that your child is learning through this activity is going to be your child will follow a progression of skills as he builds with blocks. First, he will set up low stacks of 2 or 3 blocks, and then eventually he'll actually line them up. And around age 2, children start to stack higher towers and make straight lines of blocks. And your child will be interested in using blocks from different shapes and sizes. Also, your child will start to make turns, angles, and lines and blocks. As your child gets more skilled and his imagination develops, he will build things as a barnyard, as bridges, as houses using the blocks. And a safety tip for this activity, allow your children to build in a place where they can leave the blocks out for a while. Choose a table or a corner of the room where you rarely walk. You don't want to trip over the towers, of course. As your child as your child's tower gets taller, make sure the blocks are not so heavy that they will hurt anyone if the tower collapses. And a book sharing for this activity is going to be, try to get them books about building, construction, houses, even the Three Little Pigs, anything that has blocks to do with it. And this is the activity page, which you already have in your packet. And if you have any questions, of course, you can ask your home visitors, myself as well. And I really hope that you guys enjoy this activity. It's pretty neat. And then what we have here as our second activity will be read to me. Of course, what you actually need for this is books in your lap in a good, comfy place for you to read. Interacting and setting a routine, like I firstly expressed right now, we want to make reading a routine for them. We want them to be a part of their daily activities. What we're going to be doing in this activity is going to be reading is as much about interacting and talking with your baby as it about the book. When you read, your baby likes to move to be close to you so she can see your mouth move. To draw her attention to the book, tap on the page, label what she's seeing, using inflection of your voice. Look at the ball. We want to make it interesting. We want to make it fun for them. At this age, your baby is still interested in books with one simple picture, like the one that I have here. That is just one picture, one picture, one note, one word to it. Of course, rhyming books help a lot, like this one. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. That's rhyming. At this age group, they are very interested in rhymes. And then, of course, pick a time of day when your baby is alert and is able to engage. Try reading at the same time each day. Before nap time or at bedtime will be an awesome time for you to do it. And of course, enjoy the cuddle time with your little one. And what's in it for your little one in this activity will be language. When you read to your baby, she takes in a lot of information from your voice, the inflections, the flow, and the tone. The teacher, the these teach This teaches her brain the sounds that are important to create language. Reading creates routine that helps your baby predict what's coming next. And in language, reading to your baby sets the stage of learning new words and vocabulary. Many of her first words may come from books she's heard over and over again. Of course, in your child's brain, the neurons in your baby's brain grow and develop connections in response to what she sees, she hears, she touches, and she tastes and smells. When choosing books, look for pictures that have thick black lines around them. This helps your baby eyes focus on the picture. So this is the second activity. And what we have here for our parent handout will be communicating with babies. With babies, more than words can say. This is the handout that you guys have in your packet. Your baby started out his interactions with you by sending signals. He used body movements, facial expressions, and sounds. He quickly learned from his actions meant something. So, communicating with babies, of course, more than what words can say. Babies start to hear before they are born. By the time they are 3 months old, they can tell the difference between non speech sounds we make, like a laughing sound or a sneezing sound, and the words used to communicate meaning. But it takes a while for babies to use words of their own. Instead, they signal in other ways. Think about the last time your baby cried. It might have been mild or it might have been so intense the skin tone changed. Watch for behaviors that signal a need. Talk out loud about what you see your baby do and cues he offers. Soon he will start to use the same sounds and body gestures each time to tell you what he needs. Our babies at this time around age, they are not using words yet. Maybe some of our infants already say mama, dada, but what do they normally use? What do they normally do when they want something? Is cry. They normally cry. They make a sound to get our attention. And then also, what we have is when you do not know what to say to a nonverbal baby, read or sing. These are inviting language experiences, and they both increase the number of words your baby hears. Also, this is a good way to do it. Read to your baby, read to them all the time, sing to them. Previously, we've talked about the ECBC spider. We've done Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Sing to them, and if you're curious to know of any other song for you to sing to your little one, please don't hesitate to ask your home visitor. We can always give you um, other songs that you can sing, or links from YouTube that you can use for you to sing to your little one. And this is a really, really good way and really good handout, and I hope you guys read it. Communicating happens when you provide interactive language experiences. This enhances your baby's vocabulary and help him learn through words. They also increase the ability to hold a clear conversation later on. Of course, we're building on when our child starts growing. And what we have here in our um, other handout is crying for help. You see the little one crying? When your baby cries, he is trying to tell you something. You must have to figure out what it is. Here are some ways that things that your baby might be telling you when he's crying. He may be hungry. Babies need to eat more than you expect. It has been an hour or more since your baby was fed. He may be telling you he's still hungry. He may be feel lonely. He may be in pain. Or he could be too hot or too cold. He may also have a wet diaper. She may be sleepy. Um, Also, it could be so many overstimulated. Sometimes your baby may get too excited about everything going on around him. Rock your baby calmly so until the baby calms down. Also, one other ways that you can cope with the crying baby will be while holding your baby with her head up and her feet down, rock and stop, then rock and stop again. This usually will help her quiet down. Sometimes we get those babies that are crying, 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 crying. Us as moms and dads, this is what we can do. We can hold our baby and rock them gently and then just pause. Rock and pause. That would calm them down instead of us rocking really fast, because that will overstimulate them. And that will make the crying even more and more. Another one will be you can swaddle your baby, wrap your baby in a warm, soft blanket. You can also give her a pacifier, a sucking, soothing times, sucking can soothe our babies at time. Also, a diaper rash. Baby might have a diaper rash. Also, burp your baby gently to see if it's an air bubble in her stomach, making her uncomfortable. These are certain ways that you could try to help your baby when it's crying. And one last thing, never shake a baby. Do not shake your babies. Babies' brains are still fragile. Shaking can cause a permanent damage to their brain. Babies do not intend to upset you at this age. They cannot control when they start to cry. They are too young to understand how much their crying can get on your nerves and will cry more if you spank them or treat them roughly. Of course, we want to be gentle with our children. We want to give them. If we are calm, our babies will be able to calm themselves a little bit easier. As if we are angry or we're frustrated, that energy will cross over to your babies. So we do want to stay calm. We want to be able to help them with their crying. We do want to be able for them to cope with their crying. Of course, we are their first model. If we are calm, they're able to be calm. And there's sometimes, and there's It can be times where you are not able to calm them down. This is when we reach out to someone else. We reach out to dad. We reach out to another person or a friend to be able to help us. And never, never hesitate to ask for help. If you find yourself in that situation where it's already making you upset and you feel like you're going to blow up, please try to reach out for someone to help you. And thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you guys stay safe and are healthy. Take care of one another and be cautious. And I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.